Alright, part 2. I have a different outfit on this time. My pajamas. Sorry about my Grinch shirt. I can only wear this when I lounge around the house. Yeah, it's been a while, Sonic Jammers in 1991 the 3rd. We are continuing with the original album series by the group the Doobie Brothers. They do classic rock. This is to start off with the original album series of Volume 2. I already did Volume 1, original series Volume 1. This is the Doobie Brothers, their self-titled album. Track 1 is Nobody. Track 2 is Slippery St. Paul. Track 2 is Slippery St. Paul. It almost mentions a Green Day song from the album American Idiot, but with one word change. Or should I say one name of a guy change. Track 3 has country singer Lada Greenwood's last name. Greenwood Creek. Then track 4 is It Won't Be Right. Track 5 is Traveling Man. Ricky Nelson did a song called Traveling Man as well. And it starts with the first two letters of my first name. Track 6 is Feeling Down Farther. Hello, Little Bros 810. And that's cool, Sonic Jammers with the Z. 1991 the 3rd. And track 7 starts with the first letter of my name. Well, it's called The Master. Well, it's not nighttime here. It's nighttime here in Utah, in the United States. Track 8, it starts with that. Track 8 is Growing a Little Each Day. Track 9 starts with the first letter of my name. It has my first and last initials, the Beehive State. And that's here in Utah. Dad. Yeah, you might want to look at track 9, the Lehigh State. Yeah, that's here in Utah. State. And track 10 and track 11 starts with the first letter of Connor's name and first letter of Christian's name. And track 11 starts with the first two letters of Christian's name. It's a band, and like Boston, it's also a city, and it's also a band group that have Tom thought it was funny. I better mute my phone. And like Boston by Augustana, which starts with the first letter of Blake's name. You'll see him tomorrow. Chicago is a city, but it's not in Massachusetts. It's a city in Illinois. Chicago is also a band group. And then this one here is Living on the Fault Line. I never heard a lot of their. I heard some of their songs before, the Doobie Brothers. Track 1 is You're Made That Way. Your is spelled Y-O-U''re. It's short for you are. Track 2, it mentions a Pink Floyd song called Echoes. It's called Echoes of Love. Track 3, Little Darling, parentheses, I Need You. Track 4 is a cover of Joe Stafford, I think, called You Belong to Me. I also have the Jim Reeves cover of You Belong to Me on my laptop and on my USB. Same with the cover version of You Belong to Me by the Duprees. A cover by the Duprees. But I have the same with the Joel Stafford version, original version. I also have both the Joel Stafford version and the Dupree's version on CD. The first one I got was the Dupree's, and then it went like on CD and on my laptop. Second one was Jim Reeves' Well on my laptop, and then the original version by Joe Stafford. And Taylor Swift did a song called You Belong With Me when she was a country singer. And track 5 is the title track, Living on the Fault Line. And track 6 is Nothing But a Heartache, and Bonnie Tyler did It's a Heartache. And the line in It's a Heartache goes, It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. I seen a video on Facebook of this guy doing these misheard lyrics, and the first song in one of his videos of the misheard lyrics was it's a heartache, and it's the Bonnie Tyler song, and it's like he mishears the line "It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache" as "It's a hard egg, nothing but a hard egg," because he's holding the hard egg. And the original line, like I said, it goes, "It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache." Track 7 is Chinatown. It starts with the first 2 letters of Christian's name, and it starts with the first letter of Connor's name. And track 8 is There's a Light. It starts and ends with the first letter of my name. Pink Floyd did Let There Be More Light as the opener from the opening song from A Saucer Full of Secrets. I have that album on a CD in one of the boxes off screen. Track 9 is Need a Lady. It also mentions a Kenny Rogers song and a song of the same title. That song of the same title as performed by Lenny Kravitz. And track 10 is Larry the Longer Two-Step. And there's a guy in my ward named Larry Latham. His name is titled in this song, and he has his first and last initials with Larry LL, because his name is Larry Latham. And where's that minute by minute? Here it is. And this one is minute by minute. and Roger Waters. And like I said last week, Roger Waters says pig by pig, almost mentions it, this album and the third track on here. Dang it. Sorry about this. Track 1 is Here to Love You. Track 2 is What a Fool Believes. Track 3 is the title track, Minute by Minute. Track 4 starts with the first letter of my dad's name. Well, track 4 and track 5 do. I start with the first letter of my dad's name. Yeah. Track 5 also has my full initials, but my middle initial and the last initial straightforward, and first and last, it's the other way around on track 5. And it's in track 4 and track 5 they're also in alphabetical order. Hang on. Then, because track 4 is called Depending on You. Well, Dependent on You. Track 5 is Don't Stop to Watch the Wheels. Track 6 is Open Your Eyes. Sting did Open Your Eyes on their album 14 Shades of Grey. Snow Patrol did Eyes Open Open Your Eyes. And may I add also, Shut Your Eyes. On their album, Eyes Open. And I hear a storm coming. Then track wait, that's just an airplane outside. Whoops. I thought I heard wind. And track 7 is Sweet Feelin'. Track 7 and track 8 start with the letter S, the first letter of my last name. Track 7, like I said, is Sweet Feelin'. Track 8 is Streamer Lane Breakdown. Track 9 on this album is called, and this is Coldplay's album Parachutes. And track 9 on this album is We Never Change. This one, track 9, is called You Never Change. The same track, but one word change. We Never Change is by Coldplay. You Never Change is by the Doobie Brothers. Even though I heard We Never Change and not You Never Change before. Track 10 asks a question. It's the last song on here. It's called How Do the Fools Survive? Then this album is called One Step Closer. Track 1 starts with the first two letters of my dad's name. It has my first and middle initials, but it's the other way around. It almost mentions a song by Coldplay called Human Heart, but with one word change once again. Human Heart is a cappella and is from Music of the Spheres, by the way. And the first track on One Step Closer, Doobie Brothers album, is Dedicate This. Let me say that again. And that first track on One Step Closer, Doobie Brothers album, is Dedicate This Heart. Track 2 is Real Love. Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton did a song called Real Love as well. Track 3 is No Stopping Us Now. Starship did Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now from Mannequin. Track 4, just like with Tulu Street, track 4 starts with the first letter of my name, but this time it's called Thank You, Love. Then we get to track 5, the title track. Linkin Park did a song called One Step Closer. Bon Jovi did a song called One Step Closer. U2 did a song called One Step Closer. Linkin Park did their song One Step Closer is on Hybrid Theory, from Hybrid Theory, because it transitions out of Paper Cut. Because the first two songs are singles. Paper Cut, track 1. One Step Closer, track 2. U2's song One Step Closer is track 9 on How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb from 2004. Linkin Park did release One Step Closer. Not Bon Jovi or U2. The Bon Jovi song One Step Closer is track 11 on Lost Highway from 2007. Track 6 also has the word train in it. Let's keep this train a-rolling. Track 7 mentions a Pink Floyd song which starts with the first letter of my name. Time. I heard that one 2 days ago. It is called Just in Time. I have a few friends named Justin, and If their last names were Time, they would be then it would have been Just in Time. But if their last names were Case, it would be Just in Case. Hang on, I gotta take this. That was Connor. He's talking about his work, his traffic situations while coming home from work. People are just bad drivers. He just told me that 4 months ago on Monday, October 20th of 2025. This was after he had just arrived home from Oregon. And some guy cut in front of him and his dad. Then track 8 is South Bay Strut. And track 9 is One by One. I have an audiobook titled One by One by my favorite apostle from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Elder David A. Bednar. That one's called One by One. Track 9, One by One, is the final song in the album. This was supposed to be their final studio album but not anymore because and yes, it is the final studio album on this set because we got a live album. It's called The Farewell Tour. This was supposed to be their final tour. Then they broke up in 1982. Hence the title, Then They Broke Up in 1982. Then 5 years later, they reunited and are still going. They're still making albums, more studio albums as well. Track. Yeah, it's called the Doobie Brothers Farewell Tour. Because track 1 is called Slippery St. Paul. Track 2 is also it's the same track on the album Take It to the Streets, but that's the studio album of the same name, but that's the studio version. This one, it's the live version. Taking It to the Street. Track 3 is Jesus Is Just Alright. Track 4, the title track from the Minute by Minute album. Linkin Park did an album called Minutes to Midnight. Track 5 starts with the first letter of Connor and Christian's name. I can't let it get away. Track 6, the live version of Listen to the Music. Live version. Track 7, the live version of Echoes of Love. Track 8, the live version of What a Fool Brings. No, What a Fool Believes. Track 9, the live version of Blackwater. Track 10, a live cover version of You Belong to Me. Track 11, a live version of his Slapped Key So Cool Rag. Track 7, track 11, no, track 12, the live version of Steamer Lane Breakdown. Yeah, 11 and 12 are in alphabetical order, while track 11, 12, and 13 I'll start with this. Track 13, South the City, Midnight Lady. Track 14, Olana. Track 15, Don't Start Me Talking, to Talking, and now credited as Don't Start Me Talking. Track 16, Long Train Running. Track 17, the last song, China Grove, which starts with the first letter of Connor's name and the first two letters of Christian's name. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like the video, share the video, both part 1 and part 2. Comment below, subscribe to my channel, and yeah. Please be kind in the comments. I do not want to see any crude language or any forms of bullying in the comments. I need a drink.